Hey, okay, okay, hey, hey, okay, okay. Are you ready for action? Giggling as she laughing as Stevie pursue her passion, trailblazing to satisfaction. Just Stevie is everlasting. Her drive, no one could match it. We knew that Stevie could make it. On top of she always saying these words to encourage you. Stick around, she'll empower you. Turn a negative positive. And she just keeping it real. She doing it from the heart. Motivation was a start. If Stevie say you can make it, it's a bet that you will. It's just Stevie, just Stevie, yep, just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie Mills. It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie Mills. Just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie Mills. Just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie Mills.
Everybody, hello. What's going on? I am Stevii Aisha Mills, and we are back with another show, the Just Stevie Show. We are always looking for our it factors in Roanoke, Virginia, and beyond. And I am absolutely excited to be here with you. Why? Because I love it factor rockers. What is an it factor rocker? Well, it's somebody who is living out their God-given gifts. Somebody who knows what it is, they have discovered, defined, and refined their gifts, and they are taking it to the next level. So today is going to be an amazing day. I have on my bright colors because we are having some fun today. I love to be bright because guess what? I've been dark in my life before. I've had times where I was depressed, where I was crying, when I was doing some things that were not so energetic, and I just love being part of the experience of life because you can just exist, right? We could just exist in life, but when we live life, when we just rock out our God-given gifts, guess what happens? Magic happens. And it is incredible to understand that when you have been, like I've been, like going through deep bouts of depression and being sick and been stressed out and all kinds of craziness, and when you come back from that, and you can look as good as me, y'all, I know I look good, I'm about 40 years old, but when you can come back from that, then it's such a great experience because you are living life. You are living life. So many of us, or so many people in life, have been existing for so long. They've been existing, but they've not been living. And when I was in a point in my life when I just existed, that just meant that I was still alive, but my death date had been processed. What does that mean? You can live, you could be functioning, you could be in this world, but when you have to just exist, you're not having fun. And what is life without fun? For me, it's not just a niche, it's a necessity. You've got to be able to wake up every day. You've got to be able to just change that, and I'm going to show you how today. So without a word from me more, we're going to have a word from our sponsors. See you on the other side.
It's just Stevie, just Stevie, yep, just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie Mills. It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie Mills. Just Stevie.
Woman, it's all in me. Yeah, I can be every woman with brie and bead, fashions and accessories.
It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie Mills. It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie Mills. Just Stevie.
Welcome back to the Just Stevie Show. Oh my goodness, I am so excited, right? I am excited because we get to talk about Stevie Says. What is Stevie Says? It is just a little bit of some wisdom that I've garnered in life and in business, and I love sharing it with you. And today, The Stevie says that I want to share with you is don't change your play, change your audience. And what does that mean? It means that a lot of times in business, especially for the ChicShePrenuers out here, it means that you have a dynamic product or service, right? You have an amazing product or service, and you may not be getting the clients that you desire. They might not be the ones who want to pay your worth or whatever. They want to say that your prices are too high, whatever happens. But guess what? You don't need to change what you're doing. I know that a lot of you have perfected that, and even if you have not perfected it, you are still learning and growing. What you need to do is to change the audience who comes to see your clients, customers, business partners, whatever it is. You need to change that, because that is what the key is. So a lot of times, yes, we do have to do self-checks, but guess what? A lot of times our products and services are right what they need to be, especially if they resonate with us. The word of the day is here. The word of the day is joy. I love joy. I think it's one of the greatest words in the English dictionary, but my Stevie dictionary says that joy is something that is better than happiness. Why? Because happiness is fleeting, but joy is everlasting. And it's amazing when you have joy because you know that you're in purpose, on purpose. And a lot of times we don't understand that happiness, meaning that it's fleeting. If a guy breaks up with you, or if, your kids aren't acting right, or whatever happens, you don't understand that you don't have, that's happiness. But when you have joy, eternal joy, then nobody can do anything with that. The Bible says the world did not give it and the world cannot take it away, right? That's what that's about. And we understand that, and that is what joy is. I'm excited because we have an extra special guest today. She is going to be the epitome of joy, right? And we love to have our guests because they give us so many extra special walking definitions. It's one thing to know what the dictionary says. It's one thing to know what Stevie says, but it's also another thing when you can see somebody embody this. And I spend some extra time really understanding what these words mean and how to match them with our guests, because I want y'all to see. I want you to understand that when you look at this person, you will understand that she is this. She is joy. She is walking in it, and you'll see it as soon as she gets on camera. So we are excited to have her here, and we have a quick bio video about her. So hold on, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you so much.
It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie Mills. It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie Mills. Just Stevie.
Who is N. Wesley Pugsley Jr. and Associates CPA.
We are a full-service CPA firm with over 25 years experience in audit, tax, bookkeeping, payroll, including direct deposit, setting a 501c3 nonprofit status, preparing loan packages, and much more. Since tax season is right around the corner, our focus today will be on taxes. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
What sets your CPA firm apart from other CPA tax preparers?
Technology. When I started in public accounting in the early 1980s, there were no computers or fax machines. Everything was face-to-face meetings. With the advent of computers, the internet, and cloud-based software, we can communicate with any client from anywhere in the country. With our portal technology, which is similar to online banking, you just sign into our secure website, upload your tax documents, you scan to your C drive, and we prepare your return. We've prepared taxes for over 15 different states in the past 3 years, from California to New York. We have the state tax software for all states. With Skype being on phones and Facebook, we can meet with you face-to-face in the comfort of your home.
It appears times are changing.
I call this the year of enlightenment. Many Americans are seeing the advantages of supporting community-based businesses. We are here to serve you, not just because we're a community-based firm, but because we have the experience. We know we can serve your needs.
How are you giving back?
If you mention the Renaissance Academy when we prepare your taxes, 5% of your tax prep fee will be donated by our firm to this organization. The Renaissance Academy is a program designed to engage middle and high school African-American males in a series of college trips, community service, job shadowing, workshops, and events promoting academic and social and financial skills. See their website for more information.
It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie Mills. It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie Mills. Just Stevie.
My name is Wasiela, and I'm owner of Sunnyography Weddings and Modern Portraits. Joy fits into my business every day because if I can bring a little piece of joy into my client's life, I know I've done my job right. That's what I'm called to do, is bring joy into other people's lives, whether it's through my business or personally. I've been a photographer, my mom would say, for my whole life, but I started that business with the goal of bringing joy into people's lives through the creation of portraits. Bringing joy into my own life is important, and I feel like sharing that with everyone else is a real important part of Sunnyography, and that's why I do what I do. Joy is a great word of the day for me because it's one of my foundational words. It's one of the words that I go to just for my everyday life and business and personal values and goals in general. I think that the phrase, the joy of the Lord is my strength, tells me that joy means that I'm happy no matter what the circumstance, no matter what's going on in my life or my business. If I can have that joy and share it with others, I've done my job as a person and as a photographer. So that's what joy means to me. My word of the day is joy, and I hope this brings you joy.
Wow, isn't she dynamic, y'all? You see why joy is such an important part of her world. And I am excited to welcome, without any further ado, Mrs. Sunny Wasiela.
Thank you, Stevie.
Yes,
It's so good to be here.
So glad to have you, Miss Sunny.
Thank you.
Oh, y'all see her face? Look at that joy. It exudes. It exudes. So I am excited to have you with us here on the Just Stevie Show. And I want to start out, we know that you are an amazing photographer, right? You do your thing, girl. You're amazing. But I want to know, like, what was the journey to get into photography?
Well, honestly, it goes back to being a kid. My mom says I always had a camera in my hand. Those little 110s where you had to move it up to the side, you know. I started there, and as soon as I got my high school senior portraits taken, that's when I knew I wanted to do this as a career. Even though I went to college and got a degree in computers, I still pursued my photography pretty much my whole life.
Wow, wow. And I also want to talk about, since you mentioned that, because a lot of times people, they go to school for one thing, especially, you know, we have some younger people who are in school right now who may be watching, but they go to school one thing, and then they say, this is not what I really want to do. I don't even like this. Why am I doing this? Why do you think that is, and how did you make the switch?
Well, you're 18 when you make that life decision, and you know, you hope for the best, you look for guidance, you do what you can to make the best choice going to college and getting a degree, but you don't maybe realize that you're going to go through seasons in life where things change, and you might want to make a change, or you might be like me and just embrace change and look for the next newest thing to do. So that might be why a lot of people change, and I think that as wonderful as college is, and I do encourage everyone to go get a higher education to better themselves, you expected there, so getting real life experience and starting to see yourself shaping into an adult and what your life's purpose is might change your path.
Awesome. So we know that you switched in your career, and that's phenomenal. I think that, you know, I know, because I've seen my own pictures, that you are such a great photographer. But I want to know, how did you make that switch? Because a lot of times people go to college and we make these decisions, but we are afraid to make that switch later on in life.
I made the switch because I always had the interest in photography. Like I said, going to get my high school senior portraits done, loving the studio, loving the photographer, the whole ambiance of that. But having already picked what I was going to go to school for and just following through on that was how I started. And then getting out of school, I actually went back to a studio and started learning right away. So for me, that's when I knew, growing and becoming an adult, that I really wanted to pursue photography. And I encourage everyone to get a higher education and better themselves. But as you grow and become an adult and learn what you may want to do or what the different seasons of your life have to hold, your changes might come, and that's okay.
Yes, it may come. And I always love going to colleges and universities and speaking to young adults, because it's funny. I know when I went to my college to go back and speak, they were like, they couldn't fathom this whole entrepreneurial thing. They were like, because I think sometimes, as great as higher education is, you get taught to get a job. Like, that's the thing you do. You go and get a job. You learn these traits and you get a job. But anything outside of that scope, you know, they don't really know. You know, and I thought that was kind of interesting because I'm like, that's not what happened to me.
Right.
And I think sometimes when we pigeonhole ourselves to this is what it should be and how it should look, then we don't really get that chance to explore. Yeah. And so, as a woman in business, which is awesome, yay for the ChicShePrenuers, as a woman in business, what has truly been like your biggest learning lesson?
Gosh, my biggest learning lesson. Goodness gracious, that's a good question, Stevie. I will say my biggest lesson would be that I don't know everything. My mom was right. And that honestly, if you want to build a business, a good business, that you should listen to your intuition. If you feel like you need to go learn something, go learn something. If you feel like there will be plenty of people that will give you their opinions, you know that. But if you feel like you know what's right and you want to forge ahead, you need to just keep doing what you're doing and working on it, because it's your business at the end of the day. It's your livelihood, whether it's in a career path, in a company, or on your own as an entrepreneur.
That's true. A lot of times people use the word brand. It's your brand and you've got to present it in the best way possible. You know, when I was younger, my mom always said, Stevie is the name they're going to remember. Do you want them to remember it for great or for bad? And I chose great. But so hopefully it is great. But I think that a lot of times we don't look at the things that our brand entitles. We don't look at what our business entitles. And I think that it's something interesting when you're able to capture the amazing optics that you do. And I know that that's part of your it factor because you have a specific gift. Like, y'all, you need to like really get a photo session with Sunny, because I looked at the pictures. I wow, that's amazing.
She looks amazing.
Thank you. We did all kinds of pictures that day. But what do you think you look for? What are like some key things that you look for in a session? Like when you're taking a picture of somebody, what is it that the process that you go through?
So before I even take their pictures, I spend some time being grateful for the opportunity. I prep myself, just do my normal photography thing. But as far as that specific client goes, I just love to get to know them as quick as I can, make them feel comfortable, let them know that I will be making sure they look good. It's my mission as a photographer to make sure they look good. Not only is that good for me and my brand, but it's good for the person receiving them. They don't want to spend time and money making portraits that they're not going to display and share with the world. That's what they're for. We're so blessed to have them. You know, it's only been 100 years that photography's been around. So, and then I would say making sure at the end that I really truly captured what they wanted in the pictures and that they can use them for what they need them for, especially if it's for branding.
Yes. And what makes a picture, like a branding picture, different than any other type of picture?
A branding picture is more specific to making sure that you have good headshots. You know, we need headshots for so many things. And then making sure that it can be used in multiple different media, set up for online and for print. And making sure that we're portraying what that person really does versus, for example, family portraits. You're wanting to capture that time and where the family is at then. And the branding portraits might need to be redone and changed as people's businesses grow, where family portraits are a little more timeless.
I love it. Y'all, when we did a brand reveal, who does it? I'm trying to tell you, like, I've taken pictures with a lot of photographers over the years. I really, really have. And just the setup, the professionalism, you know, I could tell that brings you joy, right? It brings you joy to do that. And it's great work and it translates. So what is the thing that you are like, I gotta do this in my business? It'll be like the epitome of joy.
Like what I do now?
What would you want to do?
What would I want to do? More portraits for women, whether it's for business or for personal portraits. That is my joy, is to make them feel as beautiful as they look and help them get over the stereotypes that are given to them free daily through media and other sources, that they're not beautiful and they're not worth getting their portraits taken. Every single human that the Lord makes is beautiful, and I want them to know that and feel that with their pictures.
Awesome. Awesome. And I love that, because the fact that you just said, like, I was speaking to somebody very recently about self-esteem, whether men have, you know, different self-esteem issues than women. And I said, I don't know, because I've always been a woman, but I do know that, you know, when it comes to just having media, women do get a different rep. So what do you think about that?
Well, without going too much into it, I could touch on a little bit that I do notice things about being treated differently as a woman business owner, a woman photographer. Really, women in photography is rather new, as far as now we're the majority where we used to be the minority. When I started, women were the minority. And now it's kind of nice that we have such a huge, wonderful group of women in photography. And I would say that, you know, it's not necessarily on purpose, but they just have a preconceived notion that, you know, maybe this woman, something will go wrong, or, you know, something won't, they might not take you as seriously. And so I just actually don't think about that and let that be a hindrance anymore. I just do my job, and I do it so well, and whether they think I do my job extra well because I'm a woman or not doesn't matter to me. I know I do it well every time, and that's what's important.
Yeah, y'all hear that? She, wait a minute, back it up. She said, I do my job, and I do it so well. Yes, honey, yes. I love it. Do your job and do it well. And I think it is something to be said about the whole, like, women, the evolution, right? Because we were, at one point, just seen as pinups. And that was not even real. So I think that now that we could be seen in all shapes and all sizes and all just brilliance, I think that's amazing, because we are coming strong, and women entrepreneurs, you know, we're coming real strong. The statistics are out, people. Google is your friend. You can understand that. But I think that it's such an amazing thing. And I think that a lot of times people don't really give photographers their just due behind the camera. You know, you think that and I think one thing I noticed, you're very detail oriented. Like, and for me, that made the difference, because I'm like, okay, in my particular shoot, I had 3 people looking like it was great. We were doing glam day. It's like I had 3 people making sure Stevie is great, and it was such a VIP experience, and I just appreciate that. What do you think, as far as the branding, the way that you do? Because I know I am very lights, camera, action oriented, but there are some other women who may not be that, and who are kind of fearful of getting their pictures done. What would you say to them?
I would say the same thing that I had to say to myself to break through that, is that you are beautifully and wonderfully made. You can only feel negative about yourself if you let yourself, and if you accept yourself the way you are and just remind yourself that you're beautiful, that you're worth it, you're going to end up wanting to get pictures done, because you realize that, you know, you only have one life to live. A thing that really makes me sad is when I hear so many women say, I hate getting my pictures taken. Actually, I used to feel sad. Now I just take it as a challenge. And they don't really get that done as they get older, especially as they become moms. And that's when you want to get them done the most, because your children want those pictures of you. They love you just the way you are, and just the way you are is good enough. It's perfect. It's more than good enough. So you're more than good enough right now. Don't wait to get your photos taken for when you're good enough or perfect, because even the people that you see that are perfect, that have pictures on magazines and movies and stuff, they are not perfect. It takes hours to make them look that way. It's not real. So if you want to get some portraits and look beautiful, yes, you will get the VIP treatment.
Yes.
That's important to make sure that you take care of the details, that you take care of posing and treating someone with love and giving them the attention they deserve, making them feel comfortable, and getting them to really shine. And then they don't have to worry about how they feel or how they felt like they looked. They just come out looking great.
Yes, I think I'm gonna talk to Sunny offline, because I think we need to do an event together. Because as she keeps speaking about this, I'm like, people need to know what their it factor is. We about to do an it factor photo shoot, and get y'all the VIP treatment, because
All right.
so many people don't experience that. They don't invest in themselves, which is a whole different topic, ladies, but don't invest in themselves to do that. And I think that we just have to invest in ourselves. And why not invest in a woman who is doing the daggone thing and doing it well? And I think that is truthfully what it's all about, like having that joy. And this, y'all see why I chose the word joy for her. Joy is amazing, and I think that you found indeed your it factor. You found the thing that you're like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna run with it, and that's amazing because so many people don't. They just don't. They stay stuck in these jobs or positions or marriages or whatever. Stay stuck in this, and they don't take the leap. They don't take the leap into joy. So,
can I touch on the joy thing?
Yes,
when you
ma'am.
said your word is joy, I thought, okay, this is providential because that is my word too. Joy, joy, joy is one of my mantras. The joy of the Lord is my strength.
Wow.
Is one of my favorite scriptures and quotes. And even if you are stuck in a place you don't want to be, or stuck in a season of life that's hard for you, like you said, the happiness is fleeting. Happy for a few minutes doesn't work. True joy is found just by seeking the creator of joy. That's how you're really going to be able to get through that, move on to the next level, do things when they're tough, and stay happy or have joy.
yes.
And it's not me, it's it's the joy of the Lord that gives me that strength to keep moving and growing as an entrepreneur.
Amen. Y'all see, I listen to Jesus. I might not act like it every day, but I listen to Jesus. He tells me stuff and we get it going. But anyway, Sunny, it has been joyful to have you here with us, and I am so thankful for just you being the phenomenal woman that you are, that truly goes through your optics, right? These optics that you produce are just amazing, and I am so thankful that you are here with Stevie. I'm just so thankful.
Thank you, Stevie.
You're welcome. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Have you ever asked yourself, how do I show up in the world? How do I leave my mark? How do I get up every day and be the best I can be? It all starts with a mindset. The mindset to keep pushing through all adversity, to wear the titles of confident, self-reliant, and eternally beautiful. It all starts from within. Think, feel, be, conceive.
Wasn't that a great time with Sunny? Oh my gosh. And she just epitomizes joy. Joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Y'all know that song. We all sang it when we were little kids. But I love it. I love her. I think that she is just amazing. And I love bringing people to you who are truly rocking their it factors. What is that again? That's living out your God-given gifts. When you rock your it factor to the fullest, everybody knows. So let's get some joy. One of the joy practices that I know for sure that we can implement today is truly just understanding that stuff is going to happen. Stuff is going to happen. It's going to happen. So we can't control everything that happens in life, but we can control our reaction to it. That's why I tell people to not have a great day, but make it a great day. Because when you have that power inside of you and you utilize it to the fullest, guess what happens? You can indeed change the way that you act towards the world. And so let's bring some joy practices into our hearts. Let's bring some joy practices into our lives so that we can impact the people around us. We don't really have to do what it is that other people are saying that we have to do. That doesn't bring us joy, but we have to do what we think is right. And so, again, we want to thank Sunny Wasiela for being here today with her joyful self. And we cannot wait to see you in her studio. Guess what? I cannot wait to see you right here on the Just Stevie Show, because it's going to be such a phenomenal time. You are truly taking it to the next level in your life and business just by showing up. So, again, don't have a great day. Make it a great day. Why? Because you, and yes, you too, have the power to do so. Bye for now.
Drive, no one could match it. We knew that Stevie could make it. On top of she always saying these words to encourage you. Stick around, she'll empower you, turning negative positive. And she just keeping it real. She doing it from the heart. Motivation was a start. If Stevie say you can make it, it's a bet that you will. It's just Stevie, just Stevie, yep, just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie Mills. It's just Stevie, yep, just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie Mills. Just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie Mills. Just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie. It's just Stevie, yep, it's just Stevie Mills.